Hi guys, it's me, Susan. Welcome to Cruisin with Susan. Happy New Year. I know there have been years in the past where New Year's Day or New Year's Eve was the only post of the entire year. So we'll see if that continues or not. But I'm kind of excited, and forgive me if I've mentioned this before. I don't remember, honestly. I have so many ideas of things I want to post and make videos of that I can't remember if I actually did them or not, and I don't have the patience to go scrolling back through um, all my posts and see if I mentioned it. I should do that, I'm sure. Anyway, the thing I want to talk to you about today is a maze versus a labyrinth, and I think it's such a brilliant idea, if I do say so myself. I'm real excited to share it with you. And I'm actually standing out here on the site of where I'm going to build what I call an eccentric labyrinth, because it's not going to be perfectly round by any means. And I'll show it to you in a few minutes. But anyway, here's the point. As I Googled maze and labyrinth, sometimes they're used interchangeably, but they couldn't be more different, really. And a maze, if you've ever really either done one on paper or actually walked through one yourself, a maze is full of potential frustrations, dead ends, turns where you're not sure which way is the correct way to turn. Will you have to turn back? There's all kinds of tricks you can Google to find out how to successfully navigate a maze without getting lost or pulling your hair out or something like that. Okay, so you got the picture. A maze is a challenge, it's a puzzle, it's supposed to be difficult. Okay? A labyrinth is not difficult. A labyrinth, there is only one path, and you don't have to make any decisions. You will get to the center. In my eccentric labyrinth, it's not going to be the center, it's going to be off-center because I'm off-center. But anyway, a labyrinth, all you have to do is put one foot in front of the other and go forward. Or you can even stay still for a while. But when you start moving again, you don't have to make any choices. You don't encounter obstacles. All you need to do is show up and keep going, which I think is kind of a lesson for life, really. But so I think a lot of people experience their lives as mazes, not labyrinths. Part of what happens at the beginning of a new year is everybody kind of thinks about what their obstacles are or the things that are holding them back, and then they think, well, I got to change that, I got to fix that. And then, as we all know, it's almost a meme by now, you're not going to do that, or you'll do it for a week or less, or a month. But by the end of January, I told somebody who was looking for an exercise bike, wait till the end of January, because they'll probably be all on Craigslist by then, because people won't do it. Okay, so I get the concept, and you get the concept. But how I like to think about it is, let's walk forward in whatever life you have. Okay, we're walking forward, and we come to an obstacle. Or even if you're just thinking about it, you're not actually making any changes or doing anything, but in your thought about something you want to achieve or accomplish, you run into an obstacle. Like, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough whatever I might need to achieve or reach this goal. Okay? You can't magically just reach down like you could if you were drawing a maze, or you had a maze and you had an eraser that could erase the little obstacles. Okay? We sometimes think of it like that. Well, just don't do it that way, or just do this, or just save money, or just plan your time better, or something, like it's easy. And really, it's not. Maybe it should be, but we're humans and it isn't. Change is difficult. We fall into habits and patterns. We like a comfort zone. where everything stays predictable, even if it's boring or even if it's painful. We're just used to it. Depression is like that. It's very seductive. It kind of feeds itself by not letting you do anything, not letting you make any changes. So anyway, it's human nature to not change. Okay, so when I come to an obstacle, I don't get frustrated or think I've got to get rid of it. I just sort of break it down into tinier little pieces and say, what can I do? It's like changing what you eat. You can't change it. All you people that are changing your diets radically today, forget it. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Good luck to you. But by the weekend, it'll be all over because it's too difficult. But if you I remember with my dog, she was overweight, and the vet said, instead of giving her little milk bone treats, give her baby carrots. That wasn't a big, of course, then I had to try to do that for myself, which was a little harder. But still, it's like, can you change that? Make some small change that doesn't disrupt your whole shopping experience and your whole meal preparation experience or your whole financial planning experience. Make it small. Can you give up on the financial part, let's say? Can you give up driving through places, especially for coffee? That's crazy, okay? But or food, and can you maybe give up one coffee a week? Something, it's like if you make it too challenging, you won't do it. You'll be frustrated. The want to isn't stronger than the used to. You're used to it, okay? So, but I think it's totally possible to take the maze that is your life and with a very calm and patient approach and compassionate, loving yourself, not saying, you dumbass, why can't you do this? You do this every year, you don't do this, blah, blah, blah. Beating yourself up or chastising yourself does not encourage you to be creative about what you can change. It's sort of like negotiating with your harsh critic to say, look, you're right, I didn't do that. I didn't start exercising 3 days a week for 45 minutes at a time. But I went walking today, and normally I don't do that. So maybe I'll do it again this week. Maybe I won't. But shut up and just let me make my little baby steps. Those are the ones that can change a maze into a labyrinth. And now I'm going to just quickly show you. I've been thinking about this piece of my property where you can't really build anything on it because the water table is so high that there actually used to be a little pond here, but it was just all stagnant and horrible. And then if it rains, the whole area gets wet. So you can't really, you can't really build something that isn't going to be okay with getting wet. Maybe every other year. It might not even happen all the time. But anyway, so they used it, I call it the clay pit, because that's where they dug out the clay that they used to line my pond, which wasn't holding water, of course, because it was just dirt. So anyway, so it left a clay pit here, and I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with it. Well, in the meantime, I had some major pruning and clearing done, more than I actually wanted, but that's a different post. And this is where they piled the wood, the pile of trees and brush that they cut down and then burned it. So let me show you this. Hopefully you could see that. Anyway, as I was walking along the other day, it's really flat in here. And I've been fascinated with labyrinths for a while, but all of a sudden it dawned on me, I could build a labyrinth in here. And I've been thinking about having retreats here for women older women who might be in transition or trying to figure out, what do I do next with my life? I retired, or my husband died, or I'm divorced, or my kids went to college, or something. But anyway, so I've been thinking, how can I make these parts of my property, like, not really therapeutic, but just evoke thoughtfulness and growth and self-awareness. So all of a sudden, boom, I'm going to make a labyrinth here. And then when I realized I could make it eccentric, because I think that's perfect, because the labyrinths you see, they're so perfect. And I don't do perfect, really. I don't do perfect. Anyway, I tried for many years, but I don't do it anymore. So that's the exciting synergy of I don't know, just letting your mind. I love my mind, and I love to let it roam, and I don't anymore, thank goodness. Now that I'm retired, I can do that, and I don't have to justify that it was productive. But because of not having to justify that it was productive, I feel like it's incredibly productive. And it's fun, too. So the more you can do kind of free-form imagining without having to narrow it down into a goal that you have to do something about tomorrow, let it be open, let it be creative. Don't press yourself for a purpose for whatever it is you're thinking about. It will kind of start leading you as your mind opens up. Different things will cross your path, and you'll see them differently because you've kind of, I don't know, tilled the land a little bit in your head so that things can grow there instead of always just kind of, I don't know, stomping on it and being mad that things aren't growing. I don't know what you're doing. But if you feel like you're in a maze, you can gently and kindly start to transform it into a labyrinth. If you accept that being in a maze is a human condition, it's not your fault, but you do have choices, and as you come to obstacles, you can be creative about how you resolve them or how you soften them so that you can continue to pass through and you don't have to worry about making the wrong turn. Okay, so hopefully that's useful. Hope you have a wonderful year. I hope to see you before next year, before 2021. Oh, God. And until then, as always, live well, laugh often, and love much. And I'll be out here wandering around in my labyrinth. Take care. Bye.